after birdieing number 18 to force a playoff, getting into a fifth playoff hole and making a putt to get into the NCAA championships.
That was a clutch performance by our next guest.
Rose Huang has a say in today's question of the day, if you will. Rose, welcome back to Studio B.
Hey, guys.
Repping BYU women's golf, going to the NCAA championships in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I just laid out the scenario a little bit, but okay, first of all, you got a birdie late just to make it the playoff.
Yeah.
And then get into that high-pressure situation. Walk us through the emotions of what you're dealing with in that moment.
It was funny because the entire back nine, I was having to save putts to save a stroke and like not put myself out of it. And I had no idea how close or how far away I was from that cut line. So I just had to stay calm and do everything I could. And Coach Julie was there with me the whole time to help me with the nerves and help me read putts. And then on that last hole, it's a really tough hole for me because that second shot is kind of blind, and I just have to hit one of the toughest clubs in the bag for me, which is like a 3-wood, into a place that's kind of visually deceiving. So she got me to stay calm enough to hit that shot in the first place, and I didn't know I had to get a birdie on that hole. But
you didn't know?
No, I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when I was hitting my third shot, which was probably the shot that gave me that birdie, Coach Julie and Coach Carey were there for me, and they were telling me all the tips from my teammates, their experiences on that hole prior to me, and where to land it, how much it was rolling out, what kind of a shot I need. And then I was able to execute, and it ended up being a great shot. So.
Outstanding. So your coaches probably knew and opted to not tell you, right?
Yeah.
So when did you find out, okay, you had to birdie that just to get to the playoff?
As soon as I finished my putt, Coach Carey came and was like, hey, you're probably going to be in a playoff. Get ready.
Where did you think you were at prior to her telling you that?
I thought I was probably close to the cut line because I was, I think, tied for 5th going into that final round, and I felt like if I shot like even 1 under, 2 under, that should put me in a good position. Yeah.
So then you get into the playoffs. So you probably have a big exhale there, but now you got to jump back into it.
Yeah.
Emotionally, what was it like at that point as you knew, okay, I got a chance here to get into the NCAA championships if I can be one of the top 2 here?
I think for me, I was pretty calm. I usually really freak out during playoffs, especially like individual ones, just because all of the attention is on you. And in the past, I've kind of choked in those scenarios, but I've learned from them, and I was able to keep the nerves under control. And I was really nervous during the first hole. Like, I kind of chunked my second shot, but it was still okay enough for me to tie the hole and keep going. But as the holes went on, I felt more and more confident. So
Rose Huang of BYU Women's Golf with us on BYU Sports Nation. 5 playoff holes.
And it's best of 1, right? Like
yeah.
Tie, and then you get
yeah, it's like if somebody messes up, then they're just out.
They're done.
Then,
how many were in the mix?
So it was 3 of us playing for 2 spots.
So you're eyeing the other 2 like.
Yeah, it's like if I birdie a hole, like if I just birdie a hole and they don't, then that would save me, and that's what happened on the 5th hole for me. But at the same time, you have to not mess up. So it's like when you're playing, you still have to keep your mind straight so that you're not being so aggressive that you mess up your chances.
Yeah.
And it's a little nerve-wracking, right? Like you're on the tee box, and one of the other girls maybe hits it far right or whatever. You're like, okay, let's step up and do my thing, right? Like how did you said you were pretty nervous, like when it's just you, because at this point your team's out of it. You're kind of disappointed the team element's not there. So how did you calm yourself down to be able to be the first to get out of that playoff?
I think that my teammates being so supportive of me from the beginning to the end was really good, because the other girls, their teammates were also following, but they weren't nearly as loud with their cheering or excited for me or just like pumped up. I feel like the energy from my teammates definitely affected how I played.
Were they near you the whole time? They walked with you?
Yeah, they walked with me.
Cool.
They were like, yeah, Rose. And it was so good. You hardly ever get that with golf, but they really brought the energy.
It was a Happy Gilmore scene.
Yeah, you should have joked to them like, hey, quiet down. I'm trying to focus here.
Yeah, it was great because usually you get some girls in tournaments that are like super I don't know how to say it. They're just so paranoid of noises that every little thing seems to set them off and annoy them. But for me, like my teammates being funny, being loud, being just themselves, like I'm used to that and it gives me positivity. So
That's awesome.
Rose Huang is headed to the NCAA Championships in Stillwater, Oklahoma after surviving a 5-hole playoff in her regional. You mentioned that you've had some bumps and bruises in the past. You said you used the word choke.
yeah.
What did you learn in those moments, and how are you able to change that this time around?
I found that a physiological reaction I have during playoffs is that my hands shake really badly. It's like I tell myself on the inside, like, it's okay. It's not life or death. Just play golf. Like, you've played it for so long. Just do what you're used to. But my hands would shake and tremble, and then I just kind of lose that fine motor control. But this time around, I was like, okay, I think I know that this might happen. So I was just like, just start preventing it beforehand. Just be like, okay, this might happen, but be prepared for it. And then that really helped.
You almost have to overcome the natural approach, right? Because
Yeah.
you're like, well, this means more, so now I'm nervous. I'm
Yeah.
shaking. Right?
Yeah.
But now you're in the NCAA Championships. What's your expectation? What's your goal in Stillwater this weekend?
My first goal would just be to, well, I haven't played that course before, so I can't say a score. I have to, I guess, not necessarily beat other people, but beat the course is usually a good approach for me, where it's like if I feel like I'm playing at the correct level for myself on that course, then it's accomplished. But obviously, I do want to make that cut to play the Monday round, and to do that, I will have to perform.
So will you, because you're at BYU and there's Sunday play or whatever, will you need to play 2 rounds in one day or a day earlier?
Yeah, so in the past, it's been kind of difficult because we would play the official practice round with other people and then essentially play the Sunday round immediately after that practice round.
Is that on Thursday?
Yeah, that would be the normal approach that we took in the past, and it's kind of exhausting where other people don't have to play the 36 holes in
Right.
one day, but this year they're letting me play my practice round a day earlier.
Oh,
and then-
right.
yeah, and that way it's still the 18-18 type
Gotcha.
of pattern.
So Wednesday?
yeah.
And then
mhm.
Thursday you'll play
My Sunday round.
your would-be Sunday round. Which
Yeah.
is weird because it's like round 3, but it's round 1, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then if you make the cut, you play Monday.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we'll be paying attention.
Great.
Who's in your crew? Who's going with you, by the way?
Just Coach Carey.
Okay.
Yeah, just the two of us.
I don't know. Coach Julie calmed you down. Maybe Coach Julie needs an invite to championships.
I
you
know. I wish she could come. Like, it would be so great to have both of them there.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd
let's
be
give you
awesome,
some
yeah.
BYU Sports Nation karma for your rounds in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Yeah, thank
luck.
you. Thank you.
Congratulations on surviving in the pressure-packed moment. Really impressive.
Thank you.
And find you a squad like the women's golf team
Yeah.
that's going to support you, okay? Awesome. Thanks. Good
Yes.
luck, Rose.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.